Hey everybody. First things first, let me know if you can hear me. So if you can't, we got to figure that out right away. Let me know how the music sounds, all that stuff. And then we can get started on what we're going to do today. Cool. I just was going through my drives because my boot drive was full, so I need to clean that out soon. It's because of ZBrush, I think. ZBrush, I had as a new version. Every time you update, it turns off the preferences that you saved out. So ZBrush auto saves periodically, and it also saves the entire undo history of the project that you're working on, and any because you can open multiple projects in a ZBrush session, so it'll save whatever you're working on, all the other projects that you have open, and their undo history. So those quick save files are gigantic. I think that's what's filling up my drive. But anyway, we are working on Purussaurus growth stuff today. Trying to get that wrapped up. But what I need to do is I need to export a visual reference for myself, so I can take that into Blender and use it as a template. So that's what I'm doing right now, just kind of prepping stuff so I can go into Blender. I just want all of these to be the same. Like, I scaled them a little bit to just to show you guys like visually how big they would be, but in reality I'm not going to scale the model at all. I'm just going to change the proportions. So let me save this out as a separate thing. Save that. Ah, Tazy, good. Thank you for reminding me. I will do that right now. Just do a quick little announcement. Pop in the link. I believe that's the right link. And there we go. Cool. Thanks, Daisy. I would have forgotten. I kind of just started getting into everything. Okay, so I'm going to save this out as a JPEG or whatever, PNG maybe. And then we'll go into Blender and start actually modifying stuff. Oh, actually, before we do that, I wanted to make a quick change to the juvenile. Juvenile, I think Herney was talking to me about this, and I think I agree with them. Is that the cute, you know, like the cuteness factor, right? If we're calling it that, it's kind of getting is getting lost a little too soon for the juvenile. I want to bring a little bit of that back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shorten his snout a little bit. This guide is getting in my way. Shorten his snout just a little bit more than it was. Make his eyes just slightly bigger. And take down the length of the lower jaw just a little bit. Just so that way he doesn't start, his face doesn't start to look too adult too fast. And then we'll use this as the template. Let's see. Hi everyone. Forgot to say hi to everybody. William, Todd's, Dino Mals. Hi, how's it going? Corey, hello. Okay. I'm not sure what's going on with all the deleted messages. I'm sure it's being handled though. Thank you, mods. Tazy, I'm drinking coffee. Yeah, if you have any recommendations for coffees to try, that'd be cool, because I'm totally up for checking those out. Okay. Looks like I got caught up with chat there. I was a bit behind. Yeah, I think this feels better. I agree with Herney. We were talking in Discord. The tough thing is that it needs to feel like it's like a balance, right? It's like an in-between stage between the subadult and the hatchling, and it can be kind of hard to achieve that look. But I think this is gonna work. Maybe the eyes are a little less big, maybe something like that. I'll need to update that sketch there, but okay. So we'll save this. And then we will save the ref image out as a JPEG. Yeah. Okay. Cool. got to go into Blender. So I already have that open. I got to switch my tablet view. There we go. So this is the model that I'm going to be adjusting. And I want to adjust my viewports just a little bit. Oh, great. There we go. Should hide all these lights, or at least put them in their own little collection. I need to do some housekeeping in this Blender file. What do you think about Purus being able to grow forever so they can get really big like crocs do? So I know that that fact about crocs is they don't technically have like a growth limit, but it's dependent on their environment, sort of, right? Like if they can continue to eat and successfully like fuel their growth, then they'll grow to whatever size that allows. I don't know. It could be an interesting idea. I wouldn't be. You'd probably have to pitch that to Furious, because he would be the one who would figure that out and make it work, you know. But I think that would be cool, as long as because I think there should be kind of like a drawback to it. Like you'd have to be able to sustain your growth, or else you would kind of like burn out your you know, it would be demanding on your character to maintain that like at a certain point. But maybe that would be like some kind of cool challenge run, or, you know, where you try to get as big as you can and stay as big as you can. I don't know. That's just me brainstorming. I'm not the one to come up with those. I'm not the game designer, you know. I'm just an artist here. I want to import my image as a reference. Go into Purussaurus. Growth. Unscaled. Okay. So we'll just start from the top here. We're gonna work on the female. Because it's gonna be much easier. Okay. Something like that. anything else I need to do to prep this? Let me check. I have my first shape key here. Set at 1. I have some notes. Sadek is the one who she taught me all of this stuff, how to do this properly. So I want to make sure that I'm not causing any problems. So I got some notes that I want to double check. I think it's fairly straightforward. There's some stuff that I need to worry about when I export, but I think this will be fine. If not, there's always... I saved out a totally different mesh, so we can just start over if I screw things up entirely. Okay. I'm going to solid view, select the mesh, the female is selected, it's set to 1 so I can make changes. I need to go into sculpt mode, and then I need to make sure that symmetry is on, and then we can start matching these references. So I should probably go into transparent mode. And we'll go with the grab tool. I gotta make sure that symmetry is actually working. So let me pull on something. That work? Yeah, okay. Because that would be a pain in the butt if I started this and symmetry wasn't on. Okay. So we're just going to start pushing and pulling this into shape. I'm going to go pretty gradually. Because I don't want to undo all the sculpting that I did, right? And then have to like resculpt areas. So we're just going to take it nice and slow. Be patient. I'm talking to myself here, telling myself to be patient. Because I know that I will kind of want to rush through this. Let's see. Corey, welcome back. How was everyone's week? I'm not sure if maybe some of you were here for the Spinosaurus stream, but I don't think everyone was. Dinosaur, yours was great. That sounds really good. I think my next 2 weeks, including this one, are going to be kind of hectic. I'm looking forward to like being able to relax before Thanksgiving-ish time. Finished school, went on a trip yesterday. Nice. Any place interesting? Did you go to I always got to remember, like, my definition of, like, interesting places to go. Like, I always want to go to like a museum or yeah, mostly museums. Whether it's an art museum or like a science museum. Hiking and stuff like that is nice, but it's not usually like the thing that I think about when I travel to a new place. Especially not now in the winter time. I don't really fancy the idea of hiking in the winter. Theme park, nice. Corey, your week was all right. Delta, week was busy. Looking forward to being able to get some gaming in this weekend. Now we're talking. What are you gaming? Or what game are you playing? I have been, in my little moments of spare time, I have been trying to kill Omega and failing horribly. Omega in the Final Fantasy collab for Monster Hunter Wilds. I think I will say I think that fight is probably the hardest fight I've ever done in any Monster Hunter game. I think he's even harder than Fatalis from Monster Hunter World. And I was fighting Fatalis with my friends for like a while. That guy was no joke. Battlefield 6, Rivals, and Trailmakers. Okay, cool. I haven't heard of Trailmakers. You play Rivals? Who do you play? I did like Rivals for a while. My friends and I kind of binged that one up until they added the Human Torch, and that's kind of where we kind of stopped, because I think Night Ring came out, and then we started playing that. Will there be a Hashland mine? Would there be any crocs aside from Puru? No, I don't believe we have any other crocs on the lineup aside from Puru. I think Puru is the only one. There are other aquatics, semi-aquatics, but Puru is the only croc, I think. Well, the only, like, I think there is one. What are they called? I guess it would be considered a crocodilian, but it's not like this type of crocodilian. It's one of the weird ones that would like walk on land and like could like gallop and stuff. I can't remember what it's called though. Furious was talking about it in his live stream. It's like Caprasuchus, but not Caprasuchus, you know. Corey, Nergigante is my favorite monster in Monster Hunter. I love Nergigante. He's awesome looking too, yeah. The only one who comes close in my opinion is Devil Joe, because it looks like a dinosaur. My favorite is probably Glavenus. Glavenus is probably my favorite monster overall. Elder Dragon. It's gonna be hard to Elatrion looks really badass. I really love the way that his like scales work. If you ever take a look at Elatrion's character model without like light and stuff, and just look at his like the way his horns look and like all his body scales and stuff, he's super cool looking. So I think Elatrion, or depending on what this new Elder Dragon they're adding, Dogmazios. I think Gogmazios could be in the running for one of my favorites, but it just depends on what he looks like. I've seen his old character model, and it looks really cool. So if they like really amp him up and like really make him look super nice in the new game, I think he's gonna be a really nice looking Elder Dragon. I think I need to start looking at my model here. Delta, I mean tank, Captain Thor. Want to learn I didn't know that they added Daredevil. I was I guess you call it a DPS. I don't remember what they refer to them as. But I like the flying characters, so I was playing Storm and the Human Torch when he came out. And then I heal. I like healing. Well, I kind of have to heal because none of my friends want to heal, so I kind of, if we want to like stay alive, then I kind of have to do it. That's kind of what I've been doing in Wilds too, because nobody wanted to heal, so I had to make a healer build to try and keep everyone alive. Why does nobody like to heal? There's Puru and Mahajangasukas. Mahajangasukas. Mastodonsaurus and Spino too. Oh, we have a Mastodonsaurus? Okay. I mean, that's basically... It's an amphibian, but it's basically a crocodile. It's got the very similar body plan, those guys, the Temnospondyls. So yeah, I would kind of count those in this same little category. Just want to dull these scoots down a little bit. Are you talking, Mr. Banana? You're talking about Rathalos? Yankuku. Yankuku, I have a love-hate relationship with him. I know he's really popular in Japan. I wouldn't say he's my favorite, but at the same time, like, there's these monsters that like I don't necessarily like a ton, but Monster Hunter wouldn't be Monster Hunter without them, you know? And I think Yankuku is up there. I really had a fun time fighting him in Wilds, though. I don't want to be like spoilery or anything, but there is a mission where in high rank you like have to fight like a whole nest of the things. Like there's just a ton of them in the forest. It was really fun to fight with friends because we kind of just split up, like all of us split up, and we each took one, and we just kind of like tried to rush and see who could kill theirs the fastest. He was actually really tough, but it was really fun because that was like it's a cool mission where you can kind of just run around and just hunt freely. They don't really put you on rails for it, which I like. I don't like when this new Monster Hunter, like kind of guides you. I think it guides you too much. I kind of wish that they chilled out on that stuff a little bit. But yeah, I don't really make any of Young Cuckoo's armor or anything. Young Garuga, I think I would tend to make those armor pieces more because of the color change. I actually think Young Garuga's armor pieces were really important in Monster Hunter World because they had a lot of like affinity or like they were really good for critting, I think. Weakness, exploit, and crit. So everybody made those. Young Garuga is really mean though. Let's see. Corey, my list of favorites in Monster Hunter is Nergigante, Deviljho, Zora, Magdaros. Zora is really cool. I didn't really like fighting him at all, but I think he is cool. He's like a big turtle, volcano turtle. He's very like kaiju. If you look at him, especially without his shell. There's concepts of him without his armor on. He's very kaiju looking, which I like. Did I make any other changes? Is it just mainly? I think it's mainly the. Oh, I took in the throat pouch here is more slender. So I did the tail. I did the spikes. I mean the osteoderms. I modified the eye like I said I would. That little point is gone. Used to play a game called Dauntless. It was similar to Monster Hunter but less complex, and I really enjoyed it after I stopped playing it though. Got bought by another company and was ruined. Oh no. Yeah, I heard that about Dauntless. That's pretty unfortunate. I did play a bit of it. I think the aesthetic just wasn't for me. I did like the gameplay though. Like I felt like it was solid. It's just the aesthetic was maybe a little bit too simplified for me. Because the big thing about Monster Hunter for me is like I really have to be like motivated to want to make the armor and want to fight the monsters. And part of it for me is just like the spectacle of it. Like, of course, like the actual combat is really fun and engaging, but I really like seeing all the new monsters and like being excited about like all the new weapons, taking a look at all the weapons and armor, all that stuff. It's a very visually interesting game, from like all standpoints really. So I kind of expect that from a hunter game, whether that's fair or not, you know. But yeah, I just felt like the style was a little too cartoony for me, I guess. So, a little too simple. They did have some cool monster ideas in there, though. There was like a Stegosaurus looking one that like had armor plates that would separate and then like magnetize to itself again. That was really cool. The red like quadrupedal flaming fire like dragon guy was really cool looking. It would be interesting to see like a redesign of those monsters in just a slightly more realistic style. That'd be fun to do. So I didn't think about, we did everything from the top view, side view, so I didn't think too much about the top view. From the top, I think some of this could be adjusted to be a little more, just a little bit less exaggerated. A little bit reined in. I don't think I saw that monster, Corey. The portal guy. I know they added a ton. They added several monsters during the course of the game. I only saw like the first few, like the starting set of monsters. I didn't see any of the additions. I think maybe I should scoot some of the tail in. Just a little bit more slender. Miss Kezark, how's it going? And Castian, when you have the time, do you think you can check out my main boss concept and suggestions, discussions? Yeah, did you... Let's see. Give me 1 second. Let me check it out. Discussions, you said. Suggestions and discussions. I don't know if I'm seeing that category right now. Maybe post it and tag me. I'll take a look. Min, you do both 2D and 3D? Yeah, I do both of them. I started in 2D. I'm trained as an illustrator. That's what I got my degree in. Illustration. Then while I was illustrating, I think I've always been interested in 3D. I used to sculpt traditionally in like clay and stuff. I did some pottery in high school. I did lots of sculpting in polymer clay in college. And then I started learning how to use ZBrush. For a lot of different reasons. First of all, like, it's really useful to be able to sculpt your own references and then like be able to light them. If you guys have ever seen James Gurney's imaginative realism book, he talks a lot about making maquettes. Like if you're making something totally imaginary, right, it's hard to kind of visualize sometimes how the light would fall on it or like how the perspective would look on it. But if you can sculpt it and like block it out in 3D, you can actually photograph and observe like how light falls over it and stuff like that. So that's what that's one of the reasons why I started learning how to sculpt, is because I wanted to do like fantasy illustrations and dinosaurs and stuff like that. And of course you can't just walk around and take a photograph of a T-Rex, right? I mean, you can take a photograph of the bones, but if you want any information about lighting from the external anatomy, you kind of have to imagine that. So that's where it became useful. And then I wanted to do like a 3D. I wanted to do a 3D print for my grad show. So that's why I started to learn ZBrush and stuff. And Castian. Dutch. Are all the dinosaurs mentioned confirmed? You mean like the ones on the roster? I believe that they are like confirmed to be like eventually coming to the game, right? If they're in the roster. Choreo, did you do construction when doing 2D, or would you dive straight into drawing what you saw? I do both. It depends on how clear the subject is in my head. If I'm like trying to find the shape and the pose and stuff like that, then I'll do like construction stuff. Like I'll draw like the primitive forms and then like kind of get the shapes like in line, and then I'll sketch over the top of those. If what I am doing is like fairly clear in my head, then I'll just go straight for it sometimes. It really depends. Yeah, man, it can be really hard if you're just making it up out of your head. So learning to do a little bit of 3D helps a lot. Even if it's like, it doesn't even have to be very like sophisticated 3D. It can be pretty basic stuff, just as long as it helps you like get the perspective down or some lighting. It can be really helpful. Almost done with the female now. I just need to get some of these points to be less aggressive. I mean, this is probably the last stream for the Purussaurus, guys. I don't know if you realize that. After this, after the growth is done, Puru will be completed. We won't have any Puru streams anymore. We'll be doing something else. Tropio. Yeah, that is probably the next one. We'll have to check this out. I think for the most part, this feels okay. The fun thing about it is you can see, like, if I go move this slider, you can see the difference between the male and the female pretty directly. Male is much bulkier, spikier. The female is a little bit more slender and less aggressive looking in the shape language. I think this area got a little too flat looking, so I'm gonna push that out just a little bit. Yeah, but you can see how much wider the male is. Cool. Okay. So I wonder if I can duplicate. Can I duplicate shape keys? Let me just save this because I don't want to ruin my work. I think that's good for the female. Goryo, thank you. Will the game have flyers? Yes. Well, I work on Tropio on Wednesdays and Saturdays. I have to check in with Islander, but I think that would be the plan because for me at least, it's much easier to just focus on one. I found because like throughout this whole period, right, of working on the Puru, I've been working on the Arano and EO and some other stuff. And like I can manage it, but I think if I was just able to focus on one thing, one thing at a time, you know, I think it would be a little bit more efficient. And it would, I think it would, we could get the Tropios done sooner if I could do that. And like, I'm not going to restrict myself for the Tropio. I'm not going to restrict myself to just working on it on stream. Like for the Purussaurus, I really, really wanted to do everything on stream so that people saw like the whole process from beginning to end. But once you do that for one model, I don't know if you really need to do that again, you know? So yeah, I think the Tropio is going to be much quicker, and like we're going to possibly double up on the streams for that. But I have to talk to Islander about it because I don't want to just make a decision and not let him know about stuff. So the thing about this is I'm wondering if I should try to just reuse some aspects of this shape key if I can at all. Let me. Sorry guys, I was just looking at some info on the internet about shape keys. So I think I can do this because what I want is like I don't want to have to like redo work necessarily to get my... Some of this has already been done for me. I'm just trying to figure out the best way to go about. My doggy is whining because I have food on the table now. Let's see. Ms. Kazark is handling some questions. Thank you. Asking about T-Rex. It's gonna be... I mean, I don't want our T-Rex to look goofy, right? So I don't know if I agree. I haven't seen the other Rex that you're speaking of, so I don't know what the other games Rexes look like. If you're talking about like... I mean, haven't the T-Rexes in a lot of the other games like been like reworked like several times at this point? I remember the T-Rex that I played but that was like 2017, 2018. So I don't know what the T-Rex looks like right now, but I would, I mean, I want our T-Rex to be a balance of accuracy and appeal, that's the goal for all of it, right? So, I mean, I think I have a good feel for what a T-Rex should look like. It's just a matter of like doing it, I think I'm just gonna kind of restart. Not because I think this female blend shape is just too much. Yeah, it's too specific to the female, and I don't want to like muddy the waters, so I'm just gonna start a new blend shape for the subadult, and we'll just kind of work from there. Is the development slow, or is it a small crew? I feel like, I mean, this is my opinion about, development speed and like all of that stuff. But I feel like this team has been going pretty fast, considering like if you take stock of what we already have in the game, like all of the systems that we have pretty well represented, like growth, combat. You can actually play as tribals and dinosaurs at the same time. You have AI creatures in the environment already. I think specific diets and all that stuff, abilities. I think what you have currently and that what we're working on is pretty fast, because considering that the game, as far as I know, the game's only been being developed for like a couple of years. So I've been on the game for about a year almost, and I've done more than 3 models if you count the Dryosaurus. And I did a block in for like the Gallimimus and the Coelophysis, I think. Or maybe I did concepts. I don't know. I forget. But yeah, I feel like it's going pretty fast. You gotta give people. I think we gotta give people a little bit of slack too, because I mean, this is a game that people have to work on in their spare time, right? Like we can't just focus entirely 100% on the game. Some of us can't, at least I can't. So taking that into consideration also, like people aren't working on this full time. It's pretty fast. I've got to make sure this is set to 1, so that way we can adjust. No. Okay. How do I want to do this? I think maybe I should adjust the snout first and then do the teeth. The problem is I don't want to deform the teeth too much too fast. I kind of want to deform them like specifically. So maybe it's better if I do that. I wonder if I go into sculpt mode after I select it, will it it'll still let me do that. It'll still let me modify the teeth. I need to find a way to mask stuff. How do I do that? Only masks visible geometry. Okay. So I can... Let me see. There we go. Corey, I feel like the Rex should be a good mix of JP and IRL, like the musculature and thickness of real animal, but the more leggy proportions of the Jurassic. Is the Jurassic portion? Is the Jurassic T-Rex leggy? I don't recall him. Them being leggy. I would say that Spinosaurus is leggy compared to a real Spinosaurus, or what we know of to be a real Spinosaurus. But as far as like the T-Rex, I'm not really sure if I agree with that one. But I mean, if I'm being totally honest with you, like I personally don't find mimicking Jurassic Park dinosaurs very interesting in like paleo art or like creature design. Like that design is very uniquely Jurassic Park, right? And like everybody apes it. Like you can just type in T-Rex on in Google and you'll see like thousands of images of like Rexy just everywhere, right? So I think it's kind of been done. I would personally, I mean, my art direction like notes can be overridden, of course, but I personally would want to see something more unique than that for the game. So I would say it's going to lean more towards a realistic Rex with some exaggerated features. Depending on what those are, I don't know, because I haven't started working on that yet. But yeah, I personally, in my work, like, unless I'm trying to go for like literally a Jurassic Park fan art piece, I try not to use Jurassic Park as a ref. In my opinion, it's just too overdone. It's too recognizable. See you, Miss Kazark. And like, are we talking about the T-Rex from like Jurassic World? Because I feel like if you look at the T-Rex concepts from Jurassic Park, especially Crash McCreary stuff, I don't know if I would say. I mean, it feels. I would have to overlay a skeleton on top of it, but I feel like Crash, at least what I know of him, I think he did just use a T-Rex skeleton and then just drew over the top of it. I don't think he's like there are design choices here, but I don't think he was like totally just winging it, you know? But I don't know. I'm not like the biggest Jurassic Park lore, you know. I don't know all of that stuff. I like Jurassic Park, but I'm not like all about the behind the scenes stuff other than what I was able to see on DVDs and things like that. I feel like this is out of alignment. Ben, I'm not sure about small tier dinosaurs. Like very tiny ones. Everything I've seen on the roster is fairly big. I mean, mid-sized to large, you know? I think I overdid this here. The eye needs to be a little bit bigger because we're a little younger here. Did I make any changes to the legs? A little bit. These scales here should be a little less pronounced. So let's see. We got a slightly shorter face. Slightly shorter spikes. I mean, osteoderms. It's a little less bulky on his neck and his belly. Tail. Okay. Now what does he look like from above? I think, yeah, I'll probably have to make him just a little more slender. So he's not like fully bulky like this. Like he's starting to get there in the sub-adult stage, but it's not totally full weight. It's a little less. The thickness of the tail too. I think I probably should do, now that I'm seeing it in 3D, it changes the effect just a little bit. So I think I should probably tone down the thickness of his legs too. Let me see how it looks over here. Come on. Keeps on resetting the camera because I'm hitting the wrong keys. I kind of wish there was a way to do this in ZBrush. If I'm being honest. So I'd be more comfortable doing it. But I gotta learn somehow, I suppose. Just a little bit of width adjustment here. Hernie, I'm making the sub-adult right now. I haven't gotten to the... I'm going down the line, you know? And I haven't gotten to that point yet. So this is subadult, and then next I'll do the juvie. Okay. Okay, so now the teeth and stuff are misaligned now, which is fine. I'll have to scale up the eyes so that way they are big enough and inside the sockets. So we'll do that first if I can actually select them properly. Oh my god. Here we go. Get the eyes, please. Oh. Just scale. I wonder, does this actually do symmetry here? Oh, it does. Cool. I'm gonna make these just a little bit bigger. Actually be able to see what I'm doing. That's too big. Maybe it's just the position that I needed to change, not the scale. Because this feels they're probably still big enough. I gotta do some fiddling around with the eye sockets now. Let me try to build up a surface here. Just a quick second. What happened there? Is it like projecting through the mesh? No, it's fine there. Just need to add some height here, so that way the eye doesn't clip through. And then because the eye is slightly repositioned, I need to make the eyelid bigger. Right here. Ernie, I changed the top view of the no, I changed the head of the juvenile like we were talking about. Something going on. Wouldn't say it's interrupting. Fine to talk about other games, but probably best to keep the more infuriating parts out. Oh, is there an issue with something? Yeah, I'll speak for myself here. Like when I talk about other games, it's not, I'm not like bashing or anything like that. I'm speaking from purely like, I don't know what drama is going on with games. You know, I haven't played some of these games for almost 10 years now. So I don't really know what's happening. When I'm talking about games, it's purely from like a design standpoint and like visuals. I'm trying to be, it's basically like critique. It's not meant to be like rude or anything. You can critique something without being a jerk about it, you know? That's where I'm coming from. As far as like any other aspects of like community or like any other like problematic stuff that may be going on, I have no idea. I do my best. Like from my perspective, I just want to make dinosaurs and have fun, you know? Like I don't want to be bogged down by other stuff. So that's what I try to do, and that's what I'm doing here. Because the minute it becomes like, you know, all that like negative stuff, that's the minute where I am no longer having fun and I no longer want to work on stuff, you know? So trying to keep it positive, keep it like neutral. Speaking about things from design, from like a professional standpoint of being a designer and being a artist, you know, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's cool. I'm not talking about you guys. I'm talking about me. Like when I talk about other games, that's where I'm coming from. You guys didn't do anything wrong. I think for the most part, I mean, everything that I've experienced here on Echoes of Extinction has been really positive. I don't think anybody's like being super negative about anything, which is why I like the project, you know. That's why I'm here, because I feel like everyone's doing a really good job of keeping the community very positive, very open. It's not like you know, it may be competition for other games, but I feel like it's good competition. Like it's good to have a new game enter the scene to like shake things up and to like make things, because ultimately like another game entering the scene and pushing the boundaries of where these games are is ultimately good for the games overall, because it'll shake up like the other potentially shake up other places, you know, other games, and have them react to what the whole community is doing, and like where the games are moving in that vein. So I think this has been a pretty positive experience so far, for me at least. So I think this is okay for the... I need to move all the teeth. That's going to be so time consuming, I think. It's just moving the teeth into their new positions. We'll go back to edit mode just to check on everything. Alt H. So yeah, now the teeth are all like every which way. So I gotta pick them up and move them around. Probably scale them down just a touch too. Tazy, exactly, yeah. I mean, a lot of us are here because, you know, we played those games and we want to contribute to the conversation is basically what's happening. So thanks to those games, we are able to be here and work on this game. It's inspiring, you know, one game inspires another game, inspires another game. There's a lot of games that are like that. Like you wouldn't have, I mean, I can't think of one right now, but you wouldn't have certain games in the industry, very famous games, if they weren't inspired by other ones, you know? I think like, I mean, what is it, like Dota? League of Legends is inspired by Dota, or it started out as like a mod of Dota or something like that. That's one big game that has kind of like taken over the world, right? But it started as an inspiration of something else. H1Z1 Battle Royale, and then yeah, Battle Royales got really huge. H1Z1, I mean, I didn't play that one, but then you have like games like PUBG, that you have games that start the genre, and then you have games that kind of popularize the genre. You know what I mean? Because I don't, when I think of Battle Royales, I don't necessarily think of H1Z1 right away. I think my mind goes straight to PUBG. And then you have all the other games that came after PUBG. But you can see how it works, right? Like, it's kind of like a continuum of different influences. That's what makes games so cool, I think. Part of what makes them so cool. I need to scoot all of these teeth over. Thank goodness for symmetry. Yeah, King's Blood. I don't remember. I think I recently updated this Blender, or maybe it's a newer version of Blender for me at least. But yeah, I'm starting to. I need to work in Blender more, like sculpting and stuff, because I feel like it would help me get this work done much faster. I'm struggling a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, with the interface and like how to move everything around and like show and hide stuff. I'm going through it just a bit here on stream, but it's starting to get familiar. One thing that I need to get better at is like in sculpt mode, I need to figure out how to mask stuff. Because I know there is a way to mask in here, like mask by color. It's just I want to be able to mask like the body, and then be able to adjust the body without moving the teeth and stuff. That would help me a ton. I'll probably have to figure that out after stream, because I don't want to like. I'm not gonna like pull up a tutorial and then have you guys watch me watching the tutorial. You know, that would be pretty dumb. But let's see. Like, there's all these masking tools here. Mask by topology. Ooh, that might be it. Ooh, there we go. And then can I invert the mask? Ah, there you go. That's it. That's what I wanted. I just had to stop and think a little bit. Okay, I think that's good. We'll clear the mask right now. This is, I mean, I can always come back and make adjustments, but I think this is a decent spot for this sub. It's gonna look mostly like adultish. Like, you're not really gonna be able to identify like specifically what's changed too much, I think. But that's like to be expected, I imagine. Like, I don't want it to look too different from the adult, because it's almost full grown. It's just going to be a slightly smaller, a little bit more slender. Things are a little bit less pronounced. So I think that's good. What else do we got? We got the juvie. So I think what I have to do now, I'm going to save this because I'm paranoid. Oh, nice, Kingsblood. You're a 3D modeler. Thanks, Ashley. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, Blender. I mean, Blender, to be fair, has been really, really good. So, like, I haven't had a ton of problems with it crashing on me lately. Like, for a while, honestly. Sometimes it gets angry. Rightly so, I think, because I'm trying to, like, ask it to do lots of stuff that it's probably not the best at doing. Like very high poly, like, stuff. Super high texture, like, stuff, rendering all kinds of, like, fog, and it's just kind of overload. That's when you have to be careful and, like, watch it. This stuff I don't think is going to be taxing it too much, but I don't know, you never know. Okay, so we're jumping into the juvie. We need to go here. And I'm going to kind of stack these, I think. Right? Kind of talking to myself. I'm thinking out loud here. This is where the proportions are going to get crazy. Because I got to make the eyes much, much bigger. Got to make the snout short. All that stuff. Tazy, Blender does have autosave, I believe. I don't really notice when it does it, but I do think it has autosave because you can restore from a previous autosave. It's not as obvious when it does it as, like, ZBrush, because ZBrush will actually stop you from working and be like, I'm autosaving. And then you can get back to work, but Blender doesn't really do it that way. Thanks, Ashley. See ya. Saw a question. You wonder what are you talking about the poly count, Kingsblood, for the Puru right now? It's 33k polys. Okay. So I'm going to do that masking thing again. Where was it? It was like Shift A. Shift A. Shift A. Okay. Then we invert it, and then we start in on the moving. The eyes are going to be really big. Actually, I don't want to see the. I don't want to see the teeth in the eyes right now. I just want to see the head. Do I work with subdivisions? Not in here. I might have a subdivision modifier on sometimes, but I don't really work with subdivisions in here. It's all pretty much low poly stuff for like either game prep or rendering. So I don't usually worry about the subdivs unless I need to like displace stuff. For like I need to like get more resolution to displace things more. That's when I'll worry about subdivisions. But we're not doing any displacement on the Puru, so not really thinking about it at this point. Daisy, yeah, my file naming convention isn't anything special. It's just like V1, V2, V3, V4. Spartan, I'm trying to get myself into learning how to draw. Yeah, drawing can be hard. I haven't drawn traditionally in years. Like, not seriously. Like, I'll do little doodles and stuff. I used to have a lot of sketchbooks. But more and more, like, these days, like, I do still have sketchbooks back there, but they tend to be more like notes now. I take a lot of notes in my sketchbooks. It's probably more notes than sketching, to be honest. But I like using. I don't really like using graphite anymore. I like using ballpoint pen. Mechanical pencil sometimes. I like ballpoint pen the most though. Ballpoint pen, felt tip markers, like Copics, Prismas. I like Copics more though, I think. I like that you can like paint with Copics. Prisma markers are a little... I think they're a little bit more unwieldy. They might have like a brush tip version of Prismas now. I'm not sure. I haven't looked into Prisma color markers for a long, long time. I used to want like a whole set of them. I do think that the colors they have are really nice. King's Blood, I keep everything separate until the end. Haven't figured out how to join two meshes, how to deform them into each other, make them look like they were one from the start. Ah, yeah. You wouldn't be up to teach or hang out to model, would you? I mean, I think that could be something that we could do. Maybe not on the Echoes of Extinction stream. Maybe I'd have to do that on my own YouTube channel or something, like just like a sculpt stream or something, where people can ask questions about how to sculpt. But yeah, I mean, I've taught a lot of people how to use ZBrush and Photoshop and draw and paint and stuff. I used to head up the internships at the studio that I work for. When I was actually there physically, you know, I work remotely now. But I worked with a lot of students, showing them how to get better at painting, drawing. I like teaching people stuff. It's fun. Oh, I'm sorry. Armurto? What language do you speak? Sorry. Yeah, I'm... I hope the translator, like, works well. Yeah, if there's interest in that kind of stream, I can always pop on one day and do like just kind of a more chill, like sculpting, more emphasis on like teaching rather than like just getting work done, you know. That could be fun. Okay. I just realized that I'm actually a little over time, guys. It's already 11:04. I was too concentrated on getting all this stuff done. We got a good chunk of it done. So if you have any last minute questions, let me know. I don't know. I was hoping to get through all of the mesh like deformations. You know what I mean? Like all of the growth cycles. Let me know what you guys think. I can spend maybe like one more stream working on the last like parts of the growth and maybe do some nice renders or something. I don't know. Or we can just start something new next stream. It depends on what you guys think. Like, cause I'll definitely show you where the Purussaurus like ended up. If you want to see like the baby and all that stuff and like how it ended, like, yeah, how it ended up. I don't know why I tried to re-describe the same thing twice. But we can either do that or we can start something new. What is your opinion? Because if we start something new, this is going to be the last time you see the Puru on stream, I think. You have to say goodbye to the Puru. Until he's in the game. I don't know, maybe one of the animators or something will like stream the Purussaurus animation or something for you. Because I know I've been talking a lot about, well, people have been asking like what's next, and I don't want to like linger too long on stuff, but I think my pacing on this is a little slightly slower than I thought it was going to be. Egg fan, sorry. Okay, well, I'll consider it. I'll see what happens next time, you know. And then either way, we're nearly done with Puru. If you guys want to take a look at him so far, let me switch on all his eyes and stuff are going to be totally screwed up. Yeah. But this is just imagine that the eyes and the teeth are in the right place. This is where he is today. So this is the juvie so far. I like how his feet are starting to look big, you know? Like he's starting to look like kind of goofy proportions, which is cuter. Once his eyes are fixed, that'll look proportionally correct. Let me see. Let me turn on and off these morphs. So we have the juvie. Then he's going to grow up to be this, which is the subadult. And then the subadult grows up to be the adult male. So I think the majority of the transformation in the subadult is just like he gets bulky. Like he gets more weight on him. And then the female is this one. So this is what we did today. Female is more slender, less spiky. Yeah. I gotta double check that I'm setting this up properly too. I think I am. I think this is how I did the Eocarcharia and stuff. All right. Have a good weekend, everybody. Thanks for all the questions. Thanks for chatting with me, keeping me company. I will be back on Wednesday. So join me then if you want to see what I'm doing. And yeah, we'll take it from there, okay? Have a good weekend. Enjoy your Saturday. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.